Good morning. Yep, it's still morning. Um, Today I come to you naked face because I just got done working out, and one of my friends who is now a very good influence on me, even though she's much younger than me, posted a little bit about how she is starting to go more naked faced in places. I really like wearing my makeup, but what she said really touched my heart today. And generally, I tried to really get all dialed up and come out on and do my live stuff. But I didn't want to do that today because I have a million other things to do, and I didn't want to just take the time because it's making me it's getting to a place where if I have to put all the catfish on, it's getting late in the day and I don't get the things done that I want to get done. And I wanted to actually make sure I get videos out at least once or twice a week. I thought I was going to do it every single day, but I'm a procrastination queen, and stuff like this, unless it's like if somebody was like making me do it, I would probably do it. If I had it was set up by my company and they said, Michelle, you have to go out there and make real estate videos every day, I would do it. But because Michelle's the boss, and I'm like, I don't know, if they maybe want to do my nails and catch up with some other people or do some kind of different marketing or whatever I'm going to do, I sometimes get a little lax in what I'm doing. So, thanks, Nicole. Shout out to Nicole for saying I don't really need to put all that stuff on my face because putting makeup on doesn't make me professional. Having colored hair doesn't make me unprofessional. So let's talk a little bit about this seller's market and being a buyer. Sometimes it feels like that, right? You just want to go up to any house after you've been looking and look at the seller and go, take my money. Please let me buy this house. I have an FHA loan. Will you please help me? I'm not even asking you for any closing costs. But then there's 15 other offers, or worse, like I told you before, 119 other offers, and yours is full price or maybe just a little bit over full price. And these people are coming in above asking price and can close in 48 hours, and so it seems. And there you are at house number 27, and you still haven't been able to buy the place that you want or any place at this point. The good news is that that's almost over. We talked about that in one of my other videos. September's coming. The mortgage moratorium is going to be ending, and people are going to have to start making their mortgage payments. So we're seeing some of the people that have their houses listed not selling as quickly as they were before, which is making them lower the prices, and you're getting a little more traction going in. It's not quite at a place where I will look at you and tell you that you'd be able to get any concessions from a seller, but we're getting closer to that. And the sad part about it is that because the moratorium is coming to a close, some of these people are going to lose their houses, and that's not really good for our economy. It's not good for them. It's not good for families. I feel really bad that that's coming, but it will, and then the market will reverse itself because what goes up must come down, and buyers will be in power again, and they'll be being able to get concessions with their FHA loans to get help with their closing costs. So, everything is cyclical. So I want you to remember that. But since we are in a seller's market, I thought that we would talk a little bit about how to buy a house or to thrive in this kind of a market. So when inventory's low and there's bidding wars, and you're looking for properties in that price range, and that's where all those bidding wars are, you might want to try these steps so that you may have a chance to close. So the first thing is to treat your hunt seriously. House hunting has to be your first priority. It can't just be a hobby. You have to check listings regularly. You have to be prepared to drop everything to view a home when it hits the market and be ready to make a quick decision. Not 24 hours from now, like driving home from the place that you love. You need to be back in touch with me saying this is the one we're going to buy, so that I can start putting everything together and getting that over to the list agent. And before this, there's things that you need to do. So you need to make sure that you have already been pre-qualified for your mortgage, that you have your pre-qualification letter, so that you are already understanding what you're going to be paying for your house every month, so that you know the right price. Because just because you're approved for, let's say, $250,000 doesn't necessarily mean that that's the price you really want to pay, because your payments are going to be at a range that you may or may not be comfortable with. So that all needs to be done first, and then you need to be ready to make a move as soon as you find that place. Second, bring your paperwork and no promises. If you want to be taken seriously by the seller, when you're visiting the home, you need to bring your mortgage approval letter, like I just said, and your proof of funds if you're paying with cash. And also, even if you're not paying with cash, you need to have a proof of funds to show that you actually have enough money to cover your down payment, and your prepaids and all of that. That will help the sellers know that you actually can do this and you're just not a tire kicker, or there won't be any unexpected problems that come up with that. Consider waiving what ifs. Home buyers often include contingencies when they're making an offer, so that they won't lose their deposit. Like if a house won't pass an inspection. So if you waive some contingencies, it could help you close a deal. But this definitely is not a move if you're worried about things. So you need to really gauge your risks and talk to me, and we can discuss what you should or shouldn't do. And then I can point you in the direction of some articles. I personally would never waive my inspections. It's just not a really good idea. I don't really care what kind of market you're in. Some cash buyers who have extra money, or even mortgage people that are going to carry a mortgage, might not be as fearful, because they figure they can go in and fix those things. But the thing is, especially with a mortgage, if you decide that you're going to waive the inspections, some things that do not pass inspection will make a lender balk at giving you the mortgage. So those things really need to be discussed, and that's why you have a real estate agent, pardon me, to help you make that decision on what you can and cannot do. Some things I just don't think are negotiable, and if you want to know what that is, hit me up and I will tell you. Don't play hardball. This isn't a time to try and lowball on price. I've said this a million times to people. You need to bid aggressively and still try to stay within your monthly budget, so that you know that you're going to be able to afford it. Also, it used to be a time when you could write letters to the sellers and tell your story for why you wanted to buy a home, and sellers would look at that. They don't really care right now. They don't want to hear their story about being a veteran, or a single mom, or a single dad, or I just got divorced, or whatever it is. Right now they just don't care. They want to see the number that you're offering them, so they know what's happening. They want to see how fast you can close. They want to see what contingencies you're willing to waive it, all of that stuff. They just be honest. And honestly, honestly, I've had a lot of agents that I've been working with in the last few months that have been super duper cool about explaining their sellers' positions and what they know is going to work and what they don't know is going to work. I'm a big fan of not wasting anybody's time, the sellers or the buyers. And I like to call, especially in this kind of a market, and talk to the seller's agent and go, here we are, this is what we got, this is what we can work with. Should I even bring my buyers to the house to see this property? And I was very fortunate in having a lot of people, a lot of agents tell me, what was going to work and what wasn't going to work. Conversely, it's good to get feedback when you have a listing, to ask the buyer's agents that have come through and shown your property, what was your showing experience like? What were things that you think I could to do to change and help my seller sell this house quickly? Because you get a different perspective from other people's eyes, so it's really important to do those things. And finally, widen your search. If you widen your search, you'll increase your chances of finding a property if you're willing to consider homes outside your ideal neighborhood, and houses that may need some remodeling or renovations. I have buyers right now that want to go into Tampa, and they have a big budget. They have a lot of money that they can spend, but the part of Tampa that they want to live in is not going to be feasible for them with the price range that they're trying to look for. So they already know. And let me just tell you, that 25 to 35-year-old buyer is really savvy. They knew. They called me. They already had their approval letter, and they knew where they wanted to live, and they knew they probably weren't going to be able to make that happen. But they have a little bit of time. They're in an apartment situation. They're not really going to be ready to go until like October. Things might be a little different then. I'm going to keep my eye on the market. That's what we're paid to do. That's our job. And so it's great that they're ready. It's great that they're willing to widen their search range and know that they may have to drive a little bit, especially if it's their first home. I'm really impressed with people that do their homework. I'm really impressed with people that don't expect us to work miracles. So, again, I'm Michelle with eXp Realty. I'd love to help you find your new home or help you sell the one that you have. Hit me up if I can help you if you have any questions of real estate. And again, like always, I forgot to put my stuff into the comment box, my contact information. So I'll put my website in there and my cell phone number. And again, it's Michelle with eXp Realty. Have a great day. Hope to talk to you soon.